up, nation? Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. My name is Philip DeFranco, and this is me talking about things that matter on the interwebs today. Quick update for those of you out there that are bastards and do want a I Hate Philip DeFranco shirt. I am putting up 200 of those today. I don't know why you'd want to buy said shirt, because I'm adorable and like a cuddly panda bear. Even Hannah Hart thinks so I think that means it's true. But enough blah 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 blah. Let's jump into the first story of the day. And that first thing I want to talk about today is our douchebag of the day coming out of Sweden. I was shocked, Sweden. I love everything out of your country, and by everything I mean IKEA. And those chocolates are delicious. But today was a much different story with a cleaner from the Arriva train company stealing a train, which she promptly derailed, slamming it into a 3-family home in Stockholm. And as of right now, no one has a clue how she stole these keys, why she did this. And Tomas Hedenius, a spokesman for the company, seemed particularly confused, saying, "The locomotive isn't particularly complicated." Adding, generally speaking, it's possible even if you're not a train driver. You can read about it on the internet and observe how others do it. Which I also hope is not how they train their employees. And also, how stupid do you have to be to try and steal a train? Like, where are you taking it? Are you aware of how trains go from place to place? Like, you're not off-roading that bitch. I don't understand. It's like trying to steal a roller coaster. It makes no sense. Then let's talk about something that's kind of cool but kind of weird, and that is a new app called Crazy Blind Date. All you do is download the app, create a username, and take a picture of yourself. Also, if you're a member of OkCupid, the guys behind this app, you can sync those accounts and all your information's there. The app then proposes blind dates for you based on location and basic criteria. So obviously, date or hookup apps aren't new. We've all heard of Grindr. If you have not heard of Grindr and you're gay, congratulations, you're just about to have a lot more fun. Now, a thing to note is when you are browsing for your blind date, it does kind of show you a picture. It shows the user's picture, but it's all scrambled up, so really all you can tell is like, oh, do they have busted teeth? What color is their skin and or hair? Which I kind of love because it's like, do you want love but are mildly to completely racist? Well, you can have blind dates while sticking to your own race. Crazy blind dates. I joke, if you have a preference in color, it doesn't make you racist, that's just your preference. And the big thing for the app is it is free. Now, their monetization model is kind of odd because after you go on the date, you can give them kudos, but it costs you money. And when a user has more kudos, they are looked at as a better person in that community, is like not a creeper. But the thing that doesn't make sense to me is if you really like someone, why would you give them kudos so they would go on more dates? And nation, I guess the main question here is this something that you would use? Because I mean, I'm a serial monogamist. I'm in my current relationship for over 5 years. The relationship before that was 2 years, although I did hate her for about a year. That's the thing about living with your girlfriend. If you hate them and you don't have money, stuff's awkward. But let me know what you think of online dating in general, your experiences, things like this, location-based apps. Let me know what you think. Now, personally, like, I want an app to be like this, but for bros. Like, I want to make a profile that's like, I love watching football on Sundays, sometimes I'm down for Dance Dance Revolution, love Black Ops 2. I feel like there's a market for that. We can call it Bro-K-Cupid, plenty of bros, bro down, showdown. I don't know, I feel like you could just do anything. I just need some non-YouTube friends. I'm tired of hearing about analytics and views and shut up. And so I guess super main point is if you are an app developer and you want to make my app, message me. We'll Kickstarter the hell out of that thing. And then in something that really intrigued me, until December of last year in the United Kingdom, it was illegal to insult someone with words or behavior. This crime once led to the arrest of a student who called a police officer's horse gay. And you know, here's the thing, I'm not a fan of homophobia, I am not a fan of homophobic slurs, but how likely is it that boy was taken in and if he stayed there for any amount of time, sodomized? Like, that jail cell conversation is not good. It's like, what are you in for? Beating a bloke or other slang term that works for the United Kingdom outside of a pub. What are you in for? Calling a horse gay, it's fine, I'll just bend right over. Okay then. But the good news for freedom of speech advocates and future insulters is that in December they voted 150 to 54 that insulting should be removed. And I bring it up today because it seems like this decision will stand, with the government saying they have no intention to overturn this ruling. And you know, personally, I think it's the right move. Like, I'm a huge freedom of speech advocate, and you know, if you do harass a police officer, you do harass someone, yeah, arrest them. But with something as broad as insults, that's just silly, so good on you, UK. And nation, the last thing I have to talk about today is just me calling bullshit. And stuff like this is probably the reason I'll never make the really, really big bucks or make it really, really big in the world, but I even have friends that work at Coca-Cola and I drink their drinks in moderation. But Coca-Cola, the same company that sells chemical-ridden sugar water, is taking on obesity. And by take on obesity, what I really get is, hey, fatty, it's not our fault you're fat. Here's part of it.
For elementary, middle, and high schools, our industry has voluntarily changed its offerings to primarily waters, juices, and low and no-calorie options. But beating obesity will take action by all of us, based on one simple common sense fact. All calories count. no matter where they come from.
So all calories count regardless of where they come from, which, yeah, kind of. Except for all those studies that show low and 0-calorie drinks are sometimes actually even worse for you. So thanks for switching over to those for our kids in middle school and high school. You support programs that get kids active at a young age, much like the tobacco industry supports programs that get people to not smoke. But the one thing I do agree with is it does come down to the consumer. It is, at the end of the day, that person's choice to put that thing in their body. And I think this involves a bigger commentary on the food industry in general. You cannot advertise cigarettes to children, but you can pimp the hell out of your sugars and salts, get kids addicted, and it really does. It tells your body, I need this. The food industry and any government that allows it are slowly killing our children. That's just the way it is. And I probably wouldn't even be this angry if it wasn't for another Coca-Cola story that happened. You might not have heard, Coca-Cola is being sued by a non-profit right now over vitamin water. The grounds for the case are, quote, the company's vitamin water products makes unwarranted health claims. And the lawyers at Coca-Cola said, and I cannot believe, it hurts me to say these words, no consumer could reasonably be misled into thinking vitamin water was a healthy beverage. The words that make, the thing that has two healthy things in the title could not be confused. I mean, the end of your commercial literally says vitamins, electrolytes, no sodium, things that are good for your health. And that doesn't even include the number of commercials that you have showing athletes like, oh, I'm drinking this and all of a sudden I'm better. Are you serious, Coca-Cola? Do your lawyers have Tourette's? But nation, that's where I'm at. I'm sick, I'm ranty, I get angry when I think I see people lying. And honestly, if you're an American, you should be angry too. Nation, like I said, that is my opinion. I'd love to know your opinion on the topic because I agree with most people that what people do is their own opinion. They should have the right to do it. But I think things with sugar, fake sugar, high fructose corn syrup should have the same, rules and regulations as tobacco. I mean, at the very least, you can't advertise it to kids. I mean, as an American, look around and see how many fat kids you see these days. I'm just a mild example of what happens when mommy gets you Big Macs and Big Cokes all the time. So there was that. And to possibly get pelted in the face with a signed monkey poster, leave a comment down below, join the conversation, maybe hit the like button, favorite if you really like it. But of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces and I'll see you tomorrow.